Canon Films, the home of high-powered, high-voltage motion picture entertainment.
Hi, I'm Austin Trunick, author of the Canon Film Guide. And you're listening to Play That Rock and Roll with Joe K.
We're Canon Films, and we're dynamite.
Canon existed before Yorum and Menahem bought it, right?
Yes.
And I don't know very much about what they were producing before the Go-Go Boys. I just remember from Electric Boogaloo that basically three things. That Peter Boyle movie Joe, the Happy Hooker series, and just straight up Swedish pornography. Was there anything else in that library, the pre-Golan Globus Canon library, that you found?
There is a lot. The Canon before Golan Globus was very much your grindhouse style stuff. A lot of TNA movies, a lot of like you said, the Swedish porn. They love to take foreign movies and redub them and release them. Joe was their biggest hit, and the thing that they were really known for before that. But Canon actually, when Golan Globus bought it from them, they wanted to get an established U.S. company to sort of have their foothold into the market here, have a distribution sort of plan. But they had bought the old catalog, so a lot of these Canon catalogs that I have an extra 100 movies in the back, and it's just all the things that they owned the rights to, and they could keep selling over and over again to finance the movies that they were making. But some of these are wonderful. I'm looking at it, just this page here that's open, but we have like stuff like Naughty Schoolgirls, Teenage Hitchhikers, Teenage Tramp, How to Score with Girls. It's that's a lot of the type of stuff that Canon pre-Golan Globus was putting out.
How many of those pre-Golan and Globus movies did you watch in the writing process for this? Were you tempted to include a chapter on any of them, just like almost like a preface?
Yeah, well, before I knew what this book was going to look like and that I wanted to focus on the Golan Globus years, I had even written some chapters on some of the earlier ones. I did one on hot T-shirts and one on gas pump girls, both like late 70s.
I gotta write these down so I can look them up.
I wrote entire chapters that are close to what's in the book about the making of those movies, and then I tore them out when I decided I need to boil this down and focus on only 100 and some movies,
right?
And not do the whole gamut. But yes, I watched some of them, Joe. But yeah, at a certain point, I had to draw a certain starting point. And for me, the stuff I'm familiar with and stuff that actually you can still find these days is all the stuff that came out during the video era, during Golan Globus's reign.
As someone who appreciates your writing, are those abandoned chapters? Do you have any plans to put those online or in later editions or anything?
I'll find somebody somewhere to post them at some point.
Good.
Once I'll have to go back. So those were some of the earliest ones I wrote. So they're probably pretty raw.
Well, it's all right. In the early Canon days, is there anything worthwhile at all, or is it all junk?
Joe is actually a pretty memorable film. The story of that one is interesting because I kind of get into it in the Exterminator 2 chapter in the book, because William Sachs, who was the second director to work on Exterminator 2, Canon hired him to come in and shoot more scenes and fix it up and get it into a releasable state. He was a very sought after film fixer.
That was a very cool chapter. I really enjoyed that. That's a really good story.
He was an awesome guy to talk to. He's somebody who deserves an entire book just about his career because he's fascinating and has worked on so many things that, you know, his name's not on.
Right.
But yeah, so he took Joe originally and he recut it, and he went and added the original one. John Avildsen later did Rocky and Karate Kid. Finished it. It didn't really focus so much on Peter Boyle's character. He was more of a very small character. And when William Sachs came in, he brought Joe to the forefront and made it, and it's Joe. And the movie's about him. And the movie became a big success. And it wouldn't have had he not gone in there and recut it for canon.
Okay, that's interesting. So pass on the Happy Hooker Goes to Hollywood or whatever.
If you want to get into the Happy Hooker movies, I think the cheapest way to buy it is a full 3-movie set.
Oh, okay.
Like one disc with all 3 movies on it. I mean, you might as well if you're going to watch. I had to watch all 3 of them to write about the third one.
Why the devil did we go to war before?
Best of
It made me
luck.
feel like a rock star right there. That was great.
Hell yeah, man.
I saw a fella selling junk to children. He gets nervous every time I pass, 'cause he knows that if I catch him, I'm gonna bust his head and kick his fat ass. Hey Joe, don't it make you wanna go to war?